Morphin Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! You mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Wow, that was awesome.
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? We are back.
Hello.
Oh, it's so good to be back. How are you?
I know. It feels like it's been forever. Good. How are you?
Good. New season upon us, everybody. Welcome to Mighty Mornings. If you're new here, well, what we do is we talk about 80s, 90s, and early 2000 movies, TV shows, mostly animated and kid stuff that we watched when we were younger. I mean, we're still young at heart, but you know what I mean. So come join us every other Saturday. So bi-weekly show every other Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, where me and Chris pick a topic or an episode from one of our favorite shows back in the day and get all nostalgic, maybe cry a little bit, laugh a lot, and everything in between, and share that stuff with you guys. And if you love those shows, love those episodes, let us know in the comments. Come join us, grab a bowl of cereal, cup of coffee like Chris does, or like me, tea, and hang out with us for an hour or so. And also, we have a social media handle at A&R Universe. If you want a specific show or episode from a show that's related to what we do, let us know in the feedback, because we will go and pick that for you guys and do those shows, because it's all about all of us coming together and having some fun and enjoying and talking about cool things. All right, with all of that out of the way, this is a new season. We had a good summer, energized. We're all ready to go for the long haul here. It's going to get really gray and rainy here in Vancouver. So we got all this. This is all we got right now, Chris, to get us going. Hello to Darth. Thank you, Darth. And Darth said he just finished a graveyard shift and he's going to go take a nap, but he'll watch us later. You have a good sleep, sir. Thank you for protecting the museum that you work at. Do you know Darth works at a museum? He's like Ben Stiller.
Which one?
In the U.S. So he's like Ben Stiller. He protects.
Sweet.
Yeah, he protects a museum, and he does a night shift. So he's going to go to bed. He'll watch us on the replay crew. Thank you, sir. I hope you can hit the like button for us when you do watch it, and everybody else, because it makes a big difference for us on our social, on our YouTube channel. Because YouTube, if you don't click like, people don't know about you. So, and then also subscribe, because you know, we love that stuff. We love people coming and saying hi, and we love growing this channel, this community. Speaking of growing, I see that the shelf you did speak of has changed from the last time we had our show.
Yes.
You want to kind of let us know what's
I grew
there?
up a little bit.
A little bit.
All my horror figures. It's like I switched out my legends. They're in a different cabinet. I even started painting my place. I'm like, ooh, it's time to act all mature and stuff. I know.
What did you paint?
My walls. Do you remember that time you came by? It's like, it looks like a smoker's lived here for like 50 freaking years. So I don't know
what you're talking about.
So it's now going to be a nice neutral gray. It goes with everything. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of editing to my collection. I got back into collecting something that I used to collect years and years ago.
Blech. Blech.
Yeah. Barbie.
Is that a limited edition?
This is the 75th anniversary.
So it is a limited edition.
It's like the number one Barbie.
That's gonna skyrocket in price, right? That's gonna go up in price. The value of that thing, I guarantee you, in a couple of years.
I got such a sick deal for this on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, what's new with you? How was your summer?
Summer was great, man. I went to Disney World, Florida, Orlando. Um, I could not believe how big this place was.
Yes.
It's like when we were fortunate enough to do the first day of Disney World VIP. So I had strategically planned this because I took my nieces and nephews as well, and my cousin and his wife. So there was 9 of us, and then our friend Michael that we know in the channel here. He and his wife came afterwards a couple of days later. But in order for us to
So
get to all the
sweet.
rides, in order to get to the ride, I had to VIP the place, right? So I VIP'd and allowed
Okay.
us. Okay, stop. You're making me blush. So
Oh, I don't want to wait in line, so let's VIP. God,
you
you're such
stop.
a
Just stop.
princess.
Just stop. Just stop. Anyways, so to give you a size of how big Disney World is, my tour guide said that you could park Disneyland in the parking lot of Disney World. That's how big Disney
Jesus.
World is. And
Wow.
they have 4 theme parks, and you cannot walk to them. You have to take a shuttle
Oh my
to all the
God.
theme. It's I'm telling you, Chris, it is like it's a city. It's literally a city. Like
Well,
take
that's the
Rich
whole magic.
take Richmond.
That's the
That's Disney
Yeah.
World. That's
Oh my
Disney
God.
World. That's how big it is.
Well, the whole experience is magic. So when you go to Disney, I've never been, unfortunately, but like you're stepping into a whole new world. So, that's the magic of Disney. And I hope one of these days I eventually get to go. VIP, that is.
Well, if this channel gets to some crazy numbers, maybe we'll do a show at Disney World.
Mm.
Take the whole crew. But you don't fly. You hate flying. How are you gonna get to Disney World?
You know what? Part of my growing up, and
Maybe we'll
there
drug
are
you.
some prescriptions out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll
how
drug
did they
you.
do it in the A team? Didn't they knock him out so they could fly?
They put a pill in his burger. I remember that. I ain't getting on that
That's what
plane,
you can
Hannibal.
do to me. Yeah, they're like, "How's Christopher doing?" You look back, and I'm like,
Ah.
"He's good."
Yeah, he's really knocked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a blast. The Avatar virtual ride that they had was unreal. It was one of the best rides there. The Guardians of the Galaxy ride is my number 1 ride there.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Really.
They had the music going. The ride had so much visual, like the new lighting, and like you can see planets around you as you're going in this roller coaster indoors. It's all indoors, the whole ride.
Wow.
It was so good, so well done.
Jeez.
I really enjoyed those 2 rides. I also went to Universal Studios as well, so I got to do the whole Harry Potter stuff.
Uh,
Yeah, I actually bought 3 Harry Potter ones. So I bought that at the Star Wars Hollywood section of Disney. I got 4 lightsabers. I bought 4
did you
lightsabers.
make them yourself? Because I know you can
I, I
customize
I
them.
couldn't I didn't have the time. Actually, Michael got them for me because we couldn't go there because we were doing all the rides at the VIP, and we had to
Yeah.
go. We had to time it because we started at 1:45. We ended at 9. We did 11 of the best rides at Disneyland. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, 11. There you go. 11 of the best rides at Disneyland. And we knocked them out in one day.
Sweet.
It would take somebody 2 weeks to do what we did in one
Holy.
day because the lineups are so big. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, it's almost a 2-hour
Mhm.
wait.
That's nuts. And yet people still go. It's like,
And this was
yeah,
a down season.
Jesus.
That was the slow season when we went.
Wow.
And it was so hot. It was 36 and humid.
Ugh.
I was literally
Yeah.
drinking water and I didn't even have to go to the bathroom because I was just pouring it out from my sweat. And I didn't
It's
go a whole day to the water.
evaporating.
Yeah, I didn't even have to go. I was just like dying of the heat, just walking around.
Sounds like Vegas.
Yeah, it was just scorching out. Universal was fun though. I enjoy Universal. It was smaller, but it was
Yeah.
fun. We there's a water park they have, and that was awesome called Volcano Bay, and it was
Nice.
so cool. Yeah, so awesome. Very clean, very well laid out. The lazy rivers were awesome. Enjoyed it. But yeah, had a good time. I don't know. I know people are not here to hear me on vacation stories. They're here about hear Power Rangers. So, uh, uh, let's get into it. Mighty Morphin. We're going to talk about specific Power Ranger group, which is the most popular one in the world. I don't care if you don't agree with me.
First and
I'll,
ever.
I'll fight you on it. It's the most popular Power Rangers team, and it started in the U.S. It was just gangbuster when it started. It just blew up. Like people were like,
yeah.
"What is going on? What is this? Who are these spandex heroes that we see in front of us?" Right? And I lost my. I don't know about you, but I lost my. You know what? When I first saw them, I'm like, "What?"
No, I was the same way. I was just like, what is this? And I got to watch every freaking episode. And I did.
Did you watch it in the morning?
It was Saturday mornings for me. Yeah.
It was school day, like weekday mornings for me, because they
Really?
would. They played on the Saturday too, because Fox Kids, right? They had this on Fox
Yeah.
Kids lineup, but during the weekdays they had it too. They had it, I think, at 7:30, an hour before school started for me.
Oh.
So I would watch it and then run to school. Like I had 30 minutes to get to class, right? So, but it's 1993, August 28th. So a week before our school started here in Canada, it debuted. Do you feel old? 1993. I was 13. How old were you?
I would have been how old?
I'm 43.
Okay, so I'm 40. So I would have been like 10.
Right up a wheelhouse, huh? Right up
Mhm.
our wheelhouse. Colorful dinosaurs sold.
You know what? The thing that I loved about this show is it has something for everyone. You got superheroes, you got villains, you got robot machines, you got freaking robot machines that turn into bigger freaking robot. Like, how can you not love this show?
You have monsters.
You got monsters. You got
Yep.
annoying Rita Repulsa.
You have weapons of all kinds. You have ninja or martial arts, which every kid loved pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have a cast of back then actual diversity that didn't have to shove it down your throat. It just blended well. Nobody even said anything. No one was trying to like push an agenda through. They were sort of the original take on how to do something properly for everybody. Right?
Yeah. It took it took the action adventure that we got out of Power Rangers, but it also included like real life problems that these teenagers had. Or teenagers with attitude, as Zordon liked to call them. But like it was it's almost like if you took Saved by the Bell and X-Men and put them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it had your high school drama a little bit, right? They circled a little bit of a love interest and things like that. You had they tried to incorporate real world problems, but it didn't work out that well. It was very cringy. But at the time, as a
God,
kid,
yes.
we didn't care at the time. We were like, whatever, who cares? We'll consume.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't care. So the school that they went to was Angel Grove.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's actually a school in real life. Like, I know that that's a set, but I'm saying like, I wonder if they took the name of a school. I'm sure somewhere down there is Angel Grove, right? It's comedic. Okay.
Yeah.
We have it's comedic and heavily edited North America. The one in Asia is better. It depends. I mean, if you love the old the Japanese style of things, then of course you're gonna gravitate to it. I thought what made this really good was because it was corny.
Well, and because they took what was filmed in North America, and producers
No, the other way around.
Well, no, they filmed the American version
Oh, I
of
see what you're
the
saying. Yeah, okay.
characters,
Mhm.
and then they would cut to
Yes,
uh, the
the
Japan.
Japanese. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was so bad because like Green Ranger would have this cool shield, and then when they started filming them in their outfits in North America, he had like this fabric piece. I'm like, what the heck? My mom made that. Like, what is
Well,
this? But it was
it's
still enjoyable.
well, the budget here was really low because I believe Saban was the company that owned the rights to it, and their budget in the beginning was so low that they had to use Japanese clips to even make the episodes. Right
Yeah.
over time of the popularity through sales of merchandise and ratings going up, more money was injected to the show, and obviously, even as of today, there's still. I mean, Hasbro owns it, but even as of today, there's still Power Rangers going on. I believe it's coming to an end this year, though. The
Really?
entire saga is coming to an end this year.
Are they going to have every single ranger? Because honestly, I feel like
They did that
Power
already.
Rangers,
They did
but
that already.
oh really?
They did that. They had the entire army of Rangers from Mighty Morphin all the way to present. They've had it
Oh
episodes already.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like an
Okay.
army of them. It was an army of them. And
You know, the
at the front was the Mighty Morphin guy, the Red Ranger at the front.
that's what I loved about this show is like it would revisit beloved characters. Like we always got Jason back. We always got
The great
Tommy
Tommy,
back.
rest in peace.
That was very,
That hurt.
very
That hurt. That
unfortunate.
hurt. That really hurt.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. When Tommy first came on the scene, I hated him. I hated him
Ugh.
because I'll tell you why. Because
His
he was taking.
laugh, his evil freaking. Okay, Doctor Evil. Like seriously.
It wasn't even that. I hated him because he was a bad guy at the beginning, right? I'm like, who is this Green Ranger? What is he trying to do with our guys, right? Like,
Yeah.
how dare he come mess with our Angel Grove heroes, right? I was like Bulk or something there, but I didn't like him even when he was a good guy because he was taking the leadership role away from the Red Ranger, and that was my guy. Like
Yeah.
that was my guy. If you have and I'll ask you too, he was my favorite Power Ranger, right? I
Yeah.
loved him because one, he was a leader. Plus, he had a T-Rex as his robot.
Yeah.
What I love T-Rex. I love dinosaur. That's it right there, right? So I was kind of upset when they tried to shift Red Ranger to the side and have the Green Ranger sort of usher into being the leader. But behind the scenes, there was things going on, which now that I, when I heard about it and learned about it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense because Tommy is actually somebody that was willing to do whatever it took to keep the legacy of Power Rangers going.
Yeah.
Right. There was talk about, contracts, and we'll get into that. But he was one of those constants that said, whatever, I'll do whatever it takes. However you want to pay me, I'll keep going. This is amazing. And throughout the years, he became the one true representation of the entire brand. Like if you think of Power Rangers, you think of Tommy pretty much right away. Right?
Yeah. And even when he was the Green Ranger,
Yeah.
from my point of view, I always felt like he was still separate from the rest of the Rangers, like he was a special feature. And it wasn't until he became the White Ranger that's when, he kind of pushed Jason aside. And I'm like, just because he's got a fancy saber and shield, you're automatically making him the leader.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they would have upgraded Jason because I thought he was a great leader. He was the one who was like level-headed. He was the team. To me, it's Jason.
It's funny how it's funny. Tommy Oliver is his name in the show, but his actual real name is Jason. right?
Yeah.
Jason David Frank. Um, yeah, no, I agree with you. But it wasn't his fault. He was written in that way, right? I mean, he's an actor. He's just doing his job, right?
Yeah.
But as a kid, you don't understand any of that. Just like, oh,
No.
how dare you, like. But as I got to know more about the backstory of how things unfolded, I got to know about who he is. And this guy, even long after Power Rangers and his role got smaller and smaller, he still represented the company and the brand by going to so many cons, signing
Yeah.
autographs. And from what I hear, fans when they meet him, he was super nice.
That's everything that I've read about him going to the cons is like he's so genuine, and that's what I love about these people who go back to these retro cons. Like, for example, Samantha Newark, who was the voice of Gem and the Holograms. I have her on Instagram and she talks to you. We don't have these people who are like, oh, I used to be famous. I'm not going to give you the time and place.
Oh yeah.
Tommy, like, he was just such an amazing heart. Like, you could see it in the show and you can see it in real life. So it was like he was the real freaking Power Ranger. That's what I loved about him.
Otaku says he's an MMA fighter too. Yeah, he was a martial artist. Like he was legit. He was legit. He wasn't just like a wannabe pretender.
No.
He knew the craft. And I'm so glad that we got to get him for not just the Mighty Power Rangers, but he's done other stuff. Like he was actually Red Turbo Ranger. Like he's done other Power Rangers. He's involved. He's showed up many times for a long time. And when I heard about it, I was like, oh man, like I was devastated because he was going through some stuff, and I guess he didn't get the help he needed because he took his life, and it's just so sad that it happened that way. It's crazy. You don't like, you see smiles and you see people walking around, but you don't really see what's really happening internally, right? And I'm glad society's trying to really get into that kind of stuff and talk about that kind of thing. A lot of people think it's nonsense. It's not, because you just seen somebody who had a fame, who had who cared, but still was fighting internal battle that ended up taking his life. And it sucks because there was rumors of a movie coming out with him being involved.
Yes. Wasn't it a new Power Rangers movie?
Yeah, so that movie that David Yost, the Blue Ranger, penned, there was talk that he was somehow going to be involved in the role, right? Obviously, why would you not want him in the roles, right?
Yeah.
But when he passed away, there had to be changes done to the script, from what I gather, and they had to kind of write him off that thing. But
you know what? I'm sorry, but like, despite being a company whose main reason is to make money, in that case, I would just say, listen, I'm really sorry. We're not going to go through with the movie because we don't have the actor, and it wouldn't be right to bring on someone new or even a lookalike. And don't give me that Star Wars crap where they put his spirit in there and no, we've seen that crap already. You know what? We lost a great character, hero, human being. Leave it as is. And you know what? We have great memories. We have awesome childhoods. Heroes. So don't F with it, in my opinion.
So you would never want to see a Green Ranger or a White Ranger in any way?
I don't know. It's almost like this is the straightest I've ever gotten, but it's almost like sports. When that player is no longer on a team, you retire that number.
Sure thing, Chris.
Yeah. Honestly, I think, in my opinion, that they should retire the white and green because just respect. Just respect.
I still have hopes that they will call me and I'll be the White Ranger, even though I'm not white.
Okay, on that note, let's go back to the original.
All right. Okay, so they had 3 seasons.
No, no, I was talking about like let's go back to when they gave the color of the Rangers to.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So talking about you not being white, really? Um, so we got the teenagers. We had Kimberly, who was pink, Billy blue, Zach, who was the Black Ranger, Trini, the Yellow Ranger.
They really hit the colors of the people playing them, huh?
Oh my god! But
I mean, do you think that was done on purpose?
you know, it's hard to say because you know back in the day, sometimes they don't really look at it. You know,
Oh,
sometimes you
come
can look at.
on. Come on.
Maybe they did it on purpose, but you got to admit, when the movie came out, that's when they changed it up. You know, we did have three new Rangers. We'll get into that later,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
gave the Asian American as the Black Ranger. So they switched it around on that. But it's just like, it is what it is. When I look at Kimberly, probably because I'm so used to it, I don't see her in a yellow outfit. I see her as the pink because that's what she represented. You know, colors have meanings to it and power. So I was happy with the colors. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
people,
as a kid, we didn't really know and care about that stuff.
no,
Right?
and
We didn't
that's
care.
a
I didn't care that they were black, yellow, or whatever, and then they had the colors as the suit. I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
it's
Like, who cares?
adults and parents out
Yeah.
there who are like, no, you can't do this. And it's just like, shut the hell up. It's not for you. It's for kids.
It's funny you say that because when it started coming out and becoming popular, there was a massive uprising in adults in America trying to ban the Power Rangers. They said it was
Why?
way too. They said it was too violent, and kids should not be watching this stuff.
You know, it was okay. So it was too violent, but there were such good life lessons in every single freaking episode. It's
But you know,
just like,
parents.
I know. And that's the problem with the world. And even nowadays, it's like people aren't going to, okay. So for example, I'm going to veer off just a little bit to make my
Yeah,
point. So for example, with the Barbie movie, Barbies, when they came out, reflected what was going on in the world at the time. So they're doing what they see is going on. But because it's so widely known, parents will pay attention to the misfortunes or like the body consciousness. Kids don't look at that. It's what we put out there and we say that is wrong or it shouldn't be like that. Kids don't pay attention. So, like, even with the color of the Rangers or what was going on, honestly, I grew up watching Power Rangers. I didn't turn out to be violent. I turned out to, okay, what
That's not what our friends say.
you better shut up, Elvin. I'm going to come over there. No, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not what the kids are saying is wrong with the show. It's what the adults are saying. And it's like, take a freaking chill pill. You don't even pay attention to your kids anymore. You give them an iPad. So why do you actually care? You know?
I care about how many seasons there is, and I thought there was more, but there's only 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There was more, right? Why do I feel like it should have been more?
Honestly, because season 1, I think when I looked at it, it's like 60 episodes. Like it was spanned out.
Yeah, like I mean, like from January to January, probably, right?
Yeah, and also looking at the first season, we also had some transitions. Like we were introduced to new characters. So, for example, I think it was during season 2, or no. Half was it the end of season 1 where there was an issue with negotiations on contracts, and so there was an issue with Twee, which is the Yellow Ranger, Trini, Zach, and Jason. So they wanted more money, which, you know what? I get because at the time, Power Rangers was the strongest show going for kids. And so that's why, if you notice, in some of the episodes in transition, we don't even see them. They were always off doing something else. And, it's funny because if you guys who are watching us now go back and rewatch all the seasons, just do it. It's fun. It's so awkward because there's like a scene where the three of the people who got written off, they actually got chosen to go to a different country for community service or something, but
They
good
got
community.
exiled. They got exiled from the show. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
so okay, I'm sorry. It's just so stupid and funny and awkward to see it. But in the show, they show the rest of the characters coming up to Zach, Jason, and Trini, and they're like, "Yeah, you got accepted." And then you hear Jason, which aren't the actual characters; these are stand-ins, and he's like, "Oh yeah!" And I'm like, "What the hell was that?" I'm like, "Was that?" Was that the Kool-Aid guy or Jason?
Oh yeah.
It's it's so, and that's not the only episode. There's like other episodes leading into it, but unfortunately we lost Jason, Zach, and Trini, but we were introduced to Aisha, Adam, and Rocky. So on
Yeah.
that topic, I loved them. Maybe at first it was weird, but in the end, these three characters were so good. What are your thoughts on that?
I was devastated when we lost Trini and the Red Ranger, Jason. I was kind of upset because I did like the original five. I loved all of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them was interesting to me, and I cared about every one of those characters. So when we did have replacements, I was like, ugh. But they ended up being all right. They did their best, and it's tough to fill in a role when people have already loved the original guys, right? It's
Yeah.
not easy, and you look back on it and go like, hey, what were they supposed to do? They did their best they could, and I think they're fine. I want to talk about the movie that they made with
Yes.
Ivan Ooze, right?
Mhm.
That was an epic time for me because I remember going to the theater with my mom. She took me.
Yeah.
She took me and my sister to watch it. My sister didn't care that much about Power Rangers, but I did. And we couldn't get a daytime showing, so we had to get a nighttime showing. And so she had to take us because in the daytime I'll just go myself, right? In nighttime, she's like, "No, I'm taking you guys." And because I was like, what? I was 14 or 15, so she didn't really trust me, right? And so I remember going, and I had such a great time watching that movie because the budget was bigger,
Oh God, yeah.
but so were their helmets. Do you remember the light?
Uh,
They
okay,
were
but
massive. They looked like bobbleheads.
no. Okay, the helmets were fine. It's it's a saber tooth.
No, they weren't.
Was it? No. Okay, the helmets
Sure,
were fine.
agree to disagree. Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only when Aisha, she's like the head beams for the eyes. I'm like, what is this? And
They must have thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I get it at the time, but also, why would you change? Why would you take a bow and arrow, which is a cool freaking weapon, and give her a thunder whip? A thunder whip. What if they had to put those when they had to combine their weapons?
Wait,
Where are you gonna?
the Yellow Ranger didn't have bow and arrow. It was the Pink Ranger.
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm like, if they combined their weapons, where the hell are you gonna put a thunder whip? Like, do you put it on the front and then when it shoots, it's like a tongue whip? It's like, and then it hits the guy and it's like, psh, 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 psh. Yeah, go thunder whip. Why? Why?
So dumb. So dumb.
Okay.
I had forgotten about that. Thanks for reminding me. Now I won't get out of my head.
Anyways, the costumes, the helmets were big.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. I needed that. Yeah, my god. And then okay, what was with the frog? The frog was so stupid. Remember the frog as one of the Zoids? Rocky had it.
Oh my god, Toad. Yeah.
Sorry, Toad. Yeah, Toad. I was like, what? They're like, and they're trying to like cute it up and saying, oh, because you're a prince. Da da da. I'm like, no, 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 no. We don't need Prince here. Sorry,
No.
it's a
Well,
stupid decision.
I get the animals were representing like karate and different.
Yeah, I guess the crane was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the crane was cool. I didn't. It's like the bear. It's like I'm a bear. Roar. I'm like, I wish it would have done that.
I would have taken that any day of the week over
my
a
God.
Toad.
Right?
Right?
When they got their new powers, I thought it was awesome. The Ninjetti, where they had
The outfit was awesome.
Yeah,
that outfit was awesome.
But yeah, like the new Zords were kind of cheesy. And can we talk about how bad the animation was for when a Zord?
Even with the budget increase, it was still bad.
Oh my god, it did not age very well. If you want a good laugh, go back and just watch that sequence. You're like, how did I find this as a child to be very realistic?
But at the time, we were just in awe. There's a movie, right? And then with the new Ninjetti outfit and the new Zoids, we were just in awe because, and me being a young teenager, seeing a woman barely have any clothes on at the beach, hubba hubba. I wanted to morph into a Power Ranger. All right. Yeah, just yeah. Anyway,
I hope your wife doesn't watch this show.
Probably not. She says we're nerds. It's funny. I was having a conversation this morning with her. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start the new Mighty Mornings show. She's like, pardon me, what? She goes, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, me and Chris are gonna, start up the episodes again. And she's like, okay, all right, have fun. I'm gonna go do adult things now.
Yeah. Oh look, Cowabunga Dude's here.
What's up, Cowabunga Dude? We're talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, and there's so much we can talk. That's the thing that I love about this show is like there's so much to talk about. We got movies. We got
I think sorry, go ahead. You're saying?
No. Just movies, TV shows, action figures, which did you get any of the action figures?
Maybe. A little bit.
Yeah.
Fine, I got a lot of them. They're right behind me. Literally there.
No, like back in the day when it first came out.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so here. Back in the day, obviously I didn't come from a family with a lot of money. So toys was like a special treat once in a while kind of thing. And I mean once in a while, I mean like twice a year only, right? Christmas and birthday. So around 16 is when I had a job, or 15 and 16, I had a job and I was able to put some money towards buying some figures. I bought the ones, the ones where you flip and it switches.
Oh, and you press the morpher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I bought one of those, but I didn't realize they were knockoffs.
Oh my god, yeah, there's so many knockoffs.
And they weren't all the right pattern. They were a little different, and the helmets was a little different. They broke very easily.
But even though the actual official released ones, they looked like they were knockoffs. The quality were so bad. But again, at that time, because what we've got as an action figure first out of it was highly articulated, like 11.5-inch figures. So they were already in their uniforms. And they had like double jointed, they had movable hands. And then we got that. It's like, what is this? What? But I remember my first one, I got the Blue Ranger because these figures were like Cabbage Patch dolls when they first came out. There was a lineup. And people were fighting for them. And I only got the Blue Ranger because that's all that was left.
Oh, yeah. You had fun trying to get the Red Ranger. Good luck.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, good luck. I I don't think I acquired a Red Ranger all the way up until recently when the last few years, like 5 years ago, when Hasbro started doing the Power Ranger lines. Um, it's funny, we're doing Power Rangers today because I'm actually gonna go to GameStop and pick up my pre-order of the Pink Ranger. The
Nice.
deluxe Pink Ranger showed up, and the deluxe Red Ranger showed up, and they're making me Hasbro. Oh man, like I really sometimes just get annoyed with these guys because I have the whole team twice over because they made two different color patterns, and then now they made a deluxe pinless versions of all of them. So now I'm buying them all over again. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't think I've bought anything Hasbro for the past like
do you have the Power Rangers at all anymore?
no.
Do
That
you
was
do you want a set
no.
completely free?
No. I can't. I don't have room for it. You know what? On that topic, why don't you let our current and local collectors know about the big sale?
Okay, so anybody that's local listening to us, we're October 15th, which is a Sunday at 1 p.m. Local time, obviously. We're going to be doing a toy sale at our office in Richmond. For those who are local, obviously, you know what I'm talking about, what city that is, because our Popcorn Chicken actually show is filmed at our office. So we are doing a sale of a lot of my figures. A lot of them are sealed. I think 90% of them are still sealed. About 10 massive bins, each holding probably about 30 figures or 40 figures. We're going to sell about 10 of these bins. So about 300 figures or so. We're going to sell them at very, very reasonable prices. Also, you can, for $20, you can put yourself into a draw to win a Galactus sealed box Galactus figure
What?
for $20. So
Well, you have 5 of them, right?
you just stop. I had
It's-
about enough of you.
It's been a long time.
Show's
I'm not
over,
on-
folks. We're out of here.
I'm not on a weekly anymore, so I can't tease you as much.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna have we're gonna probably take names about first 20 people. Well, if there's a lot of people coming and they really want to win that prize, we will extend it. But I think 20 people, each person puts $20 down for a chance to win a $400 US figure
Jeez.
for $20. Someone's gonna be hauling it home. So
That's not a
make
bad
sure your seats
deal.
fold down.
You know, honestly, if you think about it, even if you bought like 5 tickets, you spent $100 on a $400 figure, and it comes with all the extra pieces and everything.
It's sealed. It's sealed. The box, even the shipping box is still on it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
mint.
a good deal.
It's mint. Yeah, so I thought it was a good way to have people come and maybe have a chance to win it. And also, if you want a discount on a figure or something, you have to beat me in rock, paper, scissors. And if you beat me, you get a discount. If you don't beat me, they have to pay the price that we have it listed for. So, yeah.
Oh my god. He sucks at it, so prepare to pay the least.
And if it goes well, next year we're gonna have a dunk water tank. And Justin said he will volunteer to be one of the participants.
Okay, you know what? In that case, he has to dress up as a mermaid.
I'm not gonna tell him to dress up as a mermaid.
I will tell him because you know he's
Why
gonna
don't you
do
dress
it.
up as a mermaid and show up? Okay, how about that?
No one wants to see this as a mermaid.
I would pay money to see that.
You want people to show up, not show up. You know. Anyways, so back to Power Rangers.
Mhm.
Who was your least favorite?
Oh man, are you gonna ask me that question?
Yes, because I already have my answer.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go with the Yellow Ranger,
Trini or Aisha?
Aisha.
Good, because Trini passed away, so you'd
Yeah,
be it.
yeah. Rest in peace
Yeah.
to her too.
Okay. I will accept that. But I can one up you. The Blue Ranger from Turbo, that annoying little
Oh, I thought we were talking about from Mighty Morning, Morning, Mighty
Oh,
Morphin.
okay,
You didn't
fine.
specify that.
No, I didn't. So that's why I said.
I think we should stay within the scope to make it harder. Stay in Mighty Morphin.
Okay, so within the first few seasons, it would have to be. It sucks because
Yeah, you posed that
haven't-
question, buddy.
I
not me.
I know. No, I thought I had my answer, but let's honorable mention that annoying little kid from Turbo. It's like he morphs and then he grows taller. He was so annoying. Like, why? Why did they have to do that? Anyways, I wasn't a big fan of Billy, especially in the earlier first of the season when he was such a scaredy cat. Like, I know that was his character, but I do love throughout his time as a Power Ranger, he grew confidence, he grew stronger. So that was great character built.
You're stalling. You're stalling. I need your answer, sir.
I already gave it.
Blue Ranger?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, well, let me ask you one question here since we're doing question. Favorite villain for Mighty Morphin? I got mine already ready to go. Do you want me to do mine first?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, is it like a constant villain, or could it be
anything from that specific era, Mighty Morphin?
Okay, I would have to say I always liked Madame Woe. She was that creepy one with the white mask and a jewel, and she had the crazy long. Yeah, she was kind of cool. And second place, I'm gonna give a second place. Another woman was Scorpina. She was fierce.
Okay, I'm gonna give mine Lord Zed.
Yes.
I mean, if you want an internal body to look awesome, that's the internal body that you want to go for.
Honestly,
those muscles were defined.
I remember being so excited that a new evil was coming, and when he walked onto the screen, I'm like, shit just got real. Excuse my language, but like, yes, he was effing awesome
because he was so different from Rita. You know, like, oh my god, like it was such a huge contrast. Yeah. This guy was no nonsense. I've got a chrome staff, crazy looking body, and I want things done now, right? Like,
yeah,
I thought he was so cool. My second favorite is Ivan Ooze.
Because he was so comedic and yet evil at the same time.
He was just psycho, right? I liked him a lot. I didn't like him in the beginning when they introduced him, but over time, watching the movie and then letting it kind of marinate, I'm like, I like this guy a lot. He's just crazy. Like, he's psycho, right? So
yeah. I think I might have to go back and watch the movie.
Oh God! Oh, I did that. It's not that great.
I know, but like, can we just talk about for a second that opening when he jumped out of the airplane? They had Red Hot Chili Peppers playing, and I'm like, I remember as a kid watching that, and I'm like, I want to skydive. I haven't,
and
but
your
it
parents
makes you want to.
Yeah. I don't think I even said that to Mama because she would just backhand me.
Yeah.
Shut up. Watch the show. Eat your popcorn. But yeah, favorite villains. Okay. Your favorite Power Ranger of all the Mighty Morphins. Your number one go-to. They come up to you and Chris, we want you to play Power Rangers in the movie. Which color would you want to be?
Oh God. Okay, I will say the color and the Zord. So I would want to be the Red Ranger. I know, shocking. You thought I'd pick the pink. What? Because I'm gay? No, it's not how it works.
I didn't say anything. Why are you yelling at me?
Red Ranger and Red Dragon.
Our
Zord.
friend Michael says hi.
Hello.
And so you're back from outer space. Yes, we are. We crash landed back on Earth.
But yeah, that's my choice. Red Ranger and the Red Dragon.
Okay, that's a great choice. I'm gonna go with. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Pink Ranger. I know.
Stop. I'm gonna say the White Ranger.
Okay,
With is
that's
this
a
it
classic.
was it Saba the tiger? Was it Saba?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
funny. Did you ever notice he's like moving his fingers to make him? I don't know what you're saying. Hey, Saba was like the very first Siri. If you think about it.
Oh wow! Yeah. All right. I will. All right. Yeah, that's my favorite Ranger. I'm saying this because I love the Red Ranger. I actually have the Red Ranger sword at our office. I bought it.
Nice.
So close second, and this is close. I mean, like a sliver from difference here is the Red Ranger for me as well, because it was the original. So I don't know what it is with the White Ranger, because remember Tommy and Jason in the show played that character, correct?
Yes, I think it was
Tommy first, right?
wait, what? He was the White Ranger first?
I think
Or
so.
you
He sent it from Green Ranger to the White Ranger, I believe.
Yeah, and then it was Zeo when Tommy went from white to Zeo Ranger red.
And then I think Jason came back in the show as the White Ranger.
Oh.
Correct me
I
if
don't
I'm wrong,
remember
people.
that.
Let me know in the
Yeah.
chats if I'm wrong. And I know people are like, yeah, I can't wait to make Elvin feel stupid.
I th- I think
Maybe I was dreaming that in my mind.
yeah, you're like I'm the White Ranger now. But when it came to me, like I watched the first season and second season solid. I think I stopped halfway through Zeo Rangers. I did enjoy Zeo Rangers at the beginning, but then I guess I grew out of it and I got into something new. I can't remember what it was, but I did like
It was Friends. It's a TV show,
no.
Friends.
I never got into Friends. Like I've watched episodes randomly, but not like no. I was still young. I think I
I
was
I I watched it because a lot of my girlfriends loved it. So I was stuck watching it half the time, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have a girlfriend, right?
yeah,
So
right.
I'm like, yeah, I'll stick it through. I'm like, oh, this show is not that great.
You know, she was only watching it because Tommy was still in there.
I'm talking about Friends. Tommy wasn't in Friends.
Oh, Friends, you're talking about.
Yeah, I know
See,
about
we're
Friends. Yeah,
getting
yeah.
like, what are we talking about again?
Let's go right back to Power Rangers. Forget. I don't want to talk about Friends at all. Favorite Zoid. Yeah. So Saba was good, but obviously the T Rex, the Red Ranger Rex, right?
Yeah.
So I love that character too. Yeah, I actually have. Do you remember Titanus?
Yes.
I have that, and I have the original Power Ranger Zoid. What was that Zoid's name again?
Zord.
Zord. Sorry, Zoid.
There was the Dragon Zord.
Yeah, I have that.
Uh,
Did you? Okay, so next question. Did you like the flute of the Green Ranger? Dun, 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 dun.
yes, exactly how he can play it, wearing a mask, blowing air into a flute. And like going back to your what Zord you had, I remember as a kid, one morning I woke up for Christmas and I opened up this box and it was the Toys R Us exclusive black and gold Megazord.
No way.
I wish I still had it. It was like
Did you lose your shit? Sorry.
oh fuck yeah, I did.
Bleep yeah, bleep yeah.
Because at the time,
apologies, everyone.
yeah, I was a huge fan. Like I remember, do you remember on Fox Kids they'd always have like contests? And I remember there was one for Power Rangers and I wrote a letter, I put it in an envelope, I had Go-Go Power Rangers all over it. I mailed it off. And when I opened that, it was like, oh my God. It was I think that's when I knew I was gonna be a collector.
You know what? I gotta say shout out to your parents. I think they really, really cherished giving these gifts to you guys to make those amazing moments happen. Right? I honestly, I envy you. You're so lucky to get, like, even you and your brother getting the play sets.
The He-Man and She-Ra.
Yeah, like I would have taken a finger off if I wanted to get that in my childhood.
And I'm thankful that,
Yeah, see, Justin beeps his foul language. We need to get that button for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
We were very lucky as kids, but I do recognize the hard work. And I'm not discounting anyone else's parents. That I realize that they did work hard for that. And
oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that at all. I definitely recognize your parents definitely worked hard because that stuff wasn't cheap even back then, right?
No, so. and honestly, that's when we got spoiled as the kids. Like you, it was our birthdays and Christmas, and that's why throughout a kid, I was doing chores to earn money. So anything that I bought that was I would buy myself because I would clean. I'd want to make money. I used to go door to door and rake leaves back in the fall, so it's like, yeah, my parents spoiled us for those events, but like it was very few and far in between that we'd get anything big like that for any other time. So, but no, I'm very thankful for my parents. They did give us a good childhood. Awesome.
Yeah. I love hearing your stories about that. I didn't know you got that power. That's killer. That is killer. Oh.
God, if I still had that in mint condition with the box, I'd be like cloud nine.
Like, I don't have the last toys that I had from a kid was my choo-choo train when I was 6 years old.
I love that.
It blew out smoke. It was the last thing I had, and I think my mom got rid of it when I moved out. It was in grade 9, I think, was the last time I had anything from my memory. So I kept to keep that from age 6 all the way to grade 9 was pretty good. And the fact that I actually got that toy not in Canada, I got it in Fiji. It was my last gift I got, my last Christmas in Fiji before I moved to Canada.
Yeah.
So I brought it overseas and kept it all the way to grade 9.
See, and honestly, it's like what you said to me, that you like hearing my stories, but like also that story, I remember you telling me once before about that, and it's just like, it's so great that we have these memories. We might not have had a lot, but we have these memories.
I had very little. Yeah,
we have these memories like you can look back on and remember the good times. That's what I love about the show. It's not just toys, it's the shows we watched as a kid. And you're like, oh my God, yeah, I remember waking up, making sure I was in front of that TV with my cereal, watching that episode. And then you start thinking about other things. And like when you go to the mall and you walk down that toy aisle thinking, I want all these toys, we have some pretty awesome memories, I think.
I still have a sealed Ultra Magnus Transformer figure, which is the Masterpiece line, which is the most expensive line. I bought that, I think, 10 years ago, and I still have it sealed from Big Bad Toy Store. Nice. I'm not... The day that I kind of walk away from collecting, if that ever comes, I don't know. We'll see. That's the day I'm opening that up to kind of end my collection. So... And that holds a special place in my heart because it was the very first toy that I got from my mom when I moved to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And so that the character itself is not a big deal to me, but it's the toy that my mom got. This represents that because I don't know what the other one is because I was a kid. I lost it, but this represents that. And I'm going to open that up the day that I'm kind of done with collecting or counting down on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have it sealed, haven't opened it up. But yeah, it's I don't know how we got from Power Rangers to this. But that's what we do.
Welcome.
We go off a tangent all the time.
It's what we do best. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much to talk about in being a collector and retro lovers, and it's hard not to, especially when you're friends with someone. Like, when you call me up on the phone and we're discussing what topic we're going to do, it's like 2 minutes about the topic we're going to talk about, and then I'm like an hour into our conversation, I'm like, what, how did we get here? you know but it's fun. This is what I love about what we do. So
Yeah. I would like to mention people who are watching this either live or on the replay. Give us your feedback. Let us know what show we should talk about from 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Put it in the chats. We always read the chats. Also, let us know what kind of toy that you have in your collection that you will never get rid of, or is a beacon of who you are and is your prized possession. Doesn't matter about the value of it.
yeah.
But what it means to you and why that figure or piece is really important to you. Let us know. I want to hear other people's. Mine is the Ultra Magus, like I said, from Masterpiece Transformers. But I want to hear other people. Put it in the chat. Let me know. Definitely want to hear that.
And
Okay.
who was your guys' favorite Ranger?
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
Tell us.
Favorite Ranger. Let us know why, the color, whatever it is. Just tell us. We want to hear that as well. Okay, let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna circle back on Mighty Morphin down the road, and we're gonna talk about a specific episode. I think for me, we should talk about the introduction of the Green Ranger first time, because such a change, right?
Yeah, it was an introduction. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it because we're going to talk about it. But no, I completely agree. I like that. It's so within the early, like, first season, first half of the season. It's so screwed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. That's good.
So last season, we talked about various shows, anywhere from Transformers to G.I. Joe, Gem, all of it. We're going to circle back on these shows and pick a specific episode as well. So be ready for that. So once we talk about a show, doesn't mean that we're going to stop and we're never going to go circle back to them. We're going to actually go back to them and pluck a specific episode. It might be a game-changing episode for the show. It might be a shocker of a show, or it might be a dud of a episode. We're going to pick something and we're going to talk about specifically that show. So look out for that as well. We might even, well, I know we will. We'll get into live action stuff too, like like Saved by the Bell or something of that nature. Like, we'll get into that stuff too. It's not just going to be animation or obviously this is a live action show, but it's not going to be animated or superhero all the time. We're going to talk about other stuff too. That's 80s, 90s, and early 2000 hits. So I want to definitely talk about Saved by the Bell eventually soon, because that was one of my favorite shows.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm so excited, as you can see.
And I can't deny it. Do you have any caffeine pills?
If you've seen the movie, you'll recognize where my hat's from.
Thanks. I bought it at Versace.
Versace.
I have
it's
no
from
idea.
Showgirls that Elizabeth Berkley was in.
Okay. I should have got that.
I'm disappointed in you, Elvin.
Cowabunga says pink. Duh. Look, I don't want to know how you like your steak. Okay.
Oh my God, rare.
Rare.
And on the topic of going back to shows that we're gonna discuss episodes, most of the cartoons that we've talked about that we're gonna rediscover, you can find on. We're not promoted by them. We should be. We should be, because I have brought them up again. Go check out the episode we talk about on Tubi, and then you can watch it and let us know what you think about it if you have not seen that episode yet. So that's definitely part of the fun when you guys are interacting with us. So We love
I think we can connect to be on here on the streams. I'll check it out. I'll see if it works. We can actually kind of freeze frame as we go along the episodes.
Awesome.
So I'll look into that and see if that's possible.
Okay.
And then we can kind of go through the episode step by step. And people obviously who haven't seen it, we'll let you know ahead of time that, hey, go see it because we're gonna spoil everything about it, right? So
Yeah.
and people who have seen it and remember seeing it, they can kind of go back on memory lane with us as we go through the episode.
Mhm.
So watch out for that kind of stuff. The season just started, folks. We're gonna be throughout the winter and spring. So season just started. We got so much stuff that we want to get into. It's gonna be an awesome season. I'm so excited. I'm happy that you're back. I'm happy I'm back. We're here.
Happy to be here.
We're here every 2 weeks, so bi-weekly show. And look, if the numbers grow, if you guys are spreading the word out, liking it, and telling people to go watch it in other outlets, then we might make this a weekly thing. But we want the numbers to grow, and we know it takes time, and we're okay with that. We're okay with that. But we want to make a good show as well, too. So we're always going to be trying to better ourselves. We learned a lot from season one.
But did we really?
I know that I've been better for it. I've improved in all aspects of things. I'm almost near perfection. I don't know about you, but
I've been perfected since I was born.
Okay. On that note, is there anything else you want to add before we sign off for today?
No, I'm just excited to revisit the Power Rangers in the future with specific episodes.
Absolutely.
There's so many good ones. Yeah.
Lots of good ones. So we want to thank everybody for joining us. And if you're watching us on replay, thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. Have yourself a great Saturday if you're watching us live or you're just tuning in right now. Have a great Saturday. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks' time with another awesome show from Back in Time. So take care. Bye, everybody. Say bye.
Bye, guys.
It's Elvin time.